and welcome to another edition of Dr. Mel's Message. Let me tell you, you are in for a real treat with today's author. She has become a friend more than a client to me, and her story is just remarkable. Her book is called How to Cancer 101. Now, Anneke is a 6-time cancer survivor. Yes, I said that correct, 6 times. And this is one book you do not want to miss. So welcome, Anneke. How are you today, baby?
I'm doing great, Melissa. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm awesome. I tell you what, you look incredibly gorgeous today. I think you and I have been working over the past couple of months, and we have our hairs up in ponytails and no makeup and everything else. But we finally made it to the end of the road, and I have to say congratulations. You are the #1 new release author on Amazon with your book. How does that make you feel?
I still can't believe it, actually, that it finally happened and that it's #1 release right now. It's all very unreal.
And It's been that way for days, not just one day, but days. So, that is so exciting. Now, first of all, I want people to know your journey. And how old were you and what happened when you first were diagnosed with cancer?
I was 26 years old when I was the first time diagnosed with breast cancer, the HER2. So 20 years ago, as of last month. And after that, it kept coming back in different forms. It came back as ovarian cancer, uterine cancer, soft tissue sarcoma, melanoma. And the last one was a very aggressive breast cancer, different kind. It was a hormone positive one. And until this day, I am still fighting. I am better, but I'm still fighting.
And when you say fighting, you've recently been diagnosed with cancer again. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yes. And I know that, I think it was yesterday or the day before, you were actually at the Cancer Treatment Center.
Yes.
How did that go for you?
It went actually better than I expected. I do have a little procedure tomorrow. But it looks like everything is kind of falling into place, and I think there's light at the end of the tunnel. Even though I've been saying that for many years. But
I know, but how do you keep your positive attitude? I mean, that's one thing that I've gotten to know you personally. And then, of course, through your writing and your book, you never give up, and you always have these inspirational words of encouragement and a smile on your face. How do you do that?
Because I don't believe I have a choice. With anything that happens to us in life, and we all go through different things. It might be cancer, the loss of a loved one, or anything else, a divorce, anything. Sometimes it is hard to see the positive in something negative, but if you look really hard, there's always something positive. Even in cancer, I know it's hard to believe, but there's a positive side of it too. People ask me, like, damn, if you could do it again, if you could do your life over again, what do you want to do? I was like, I wouldn't change anything, because 1, it made me the person that I am today. 2, I am stronger than I've ever been. I know my body so well. Like I don't know, it's people ask me, like, how do you do it? And I guess that's probably why I start writing a book, because people kept asking it. But I always try to look at the positive, like breast cancer. Yeah, they took them, but I got new breasts. My hair grew back, thicker. For me, those are positive things, and they weigh out the negative.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the things I have figured out from you is that cancer doesn't have to mean it's a death sentence. I mean, look at you. You're a 20-year survivor, 6 times, now 7, I take it, right? With cancer. Yeah. And you've beaten it every single time.
Yeah.
How? How do you beat cancer?
If you ask my dad, he probably is going to say that's my stubbornness. But I do believe that a positive mindset and looking at the positive instead of the negative, don't look back, don't look yeah, the treatments are gonna be hard, and you're gonna have moments that it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna say that I've never had moments where, I cried and they were hard, but I always picked myself up immediately, and I was like, you know what? No, we're only gonna look forward, like I got this. And if you ask my friends, that's something that I say a lot, like, I got this. Whatever it is, I know I can do it. And if you have a positive mindset, I truly believe that that is 50% of your healing.
All right. Now let's talk about your diet, because I know that your book, you include recipes in there.
Yes.
So let's talk about, how did you have to overcome, number one, changing your diet, and what did you change it to? And what are your eating habits like now?
So since I grew up in Europe, West Europe, we eat very healthy. Everything, the meat is grass fed. Most vegetables are homegrown or organic. Then when I moved to the United States, I started noticing, like my cholesterol went up. There are things in the food that actually are banned in my country that are FDA approved in the United States. So I started doing research about cancer and food, and there are actually so many foods that have medical healing powers, like turmeric and garlic. There's so many things and fruits that you can eat that either can prevent or help you heal naturally. And the more I start reading into things, the more I think I started paying attention to what I put in my body, because you are what you eat.
So that saying is true, definitely then.
It is most definitely true. I don't eat a lot of sugars, food colorings.
Now, my mother died of cancer.
Yeah.
We've shared this, and I had a sister and a brother, and my husband's had it. I've had it, and we were all survivors. And one thing I did learn is that sugar feeds cancer.
It does, and it's in so many things. I never really started reading the labels, what is in the food, until my last diagnosis. Well, actually, the big one, the breast cancer one.
Yeah.
I do research now. I will look at the labels. I'd rather pay a little bit more to have organic foods or from the farmer's market than something that I don't know where it came from or what has it been sprayed with. So I do pay attention to that very, very well.
So you really think like the chickens that have been treated with the antibiotics and the poultry that they're being fed grain that's been sprayed with pesticides, it all impacts your body and your health?
Oh, most definitely. I remember in the beginning when I moved and I went to the store and I saw chicken breast. It was huge. I was like, darn, those chickens in Texas, everything is bigger in Texas. I want to see these chickens, but it's everything that they are injected with. A chicken breast should not be that big. It should be half of what they are sometimes. So it's everything, the preservatives and everything, the hormones, everything that goes in it that we put in our body as well.
Now, for somebody that's going to pick up your book, which is called How to Cancer 101, describe your book to them. Is it really a how-to book on how to deal with cancer, or is it more of your story? Which one is it?
It's a little bit of both. It is my journey, and it talks about my childhood, how I was raised, the loss of my loved one, all the cancers, the rape, my healthy lifestyle. And most of it is a motivational book. I put down how I went through everything that I've been through in my life, why I still smile, how I got through it, and became the person I am today.
Now, you have another book that's going to be coming out pretty soon, but it is a cookbook. Let's talk a little bit about that. Let's plug it for a minute.
So I'm going to start with how to cook for cancer. So that's going to be a cookbook where I'll be putting recipes for all different kinds of cancer, what to cook for breast cancer, the foods to avoid, when you go through breast cancer or certain cancers, what you should eat. And then I hope that it can become a series where, another book, how to cook for diabetes or inflammation or anything. Yeah.
That's incredible. Let's talk about some of the preventative foods that we should be eating to help prevent a cancer diagnosis. What are those?
So it all is going to depend on what type of cancer it is. But for my last cancer, because we have 3 different kinds of breast cancer. We have the hormonal one, we have the AAA, and we have the HR2. And all 3 of them are different. For the breast cancer, the one that I've been through, and it's hormonal, we have to avoid soy, red wine, red meat. There's so many foods that increase your estrogen. So when you have the breast cancer that I had, I cannot eat certain things that somebody else that goes to the triple negative or the HR2, they can eat those. So every cancer is different. And even in this book, How to Cancer 101, when I have some recipes in there, I actually put every ingredient, every vegetable that's in there, what their purpose is, like what it heals in our body. But there are certain things that we can do that are known, like all berries are known to help fight cancer because of their antioxidants in there. Right. So every food has its purpose. You just have to put it with the right illness or the right diagnosis.
And that takes a lot of time and a lot of research to even figure that out. I mean, where did you go to learn this?
I think I looked into a lot of researchers from all over the world. And if you look into it, you will find research from universities, from doctors, from anywhere that will tell you, what you should eat, what you need to stay away from. So it is out there, these days with the internet, everything is accessible. So, yeah.
Wow. You were just one, like I said, one remarkable young woman. And I am so honored to have been a part of this journey with you and helping you get this book out to a lot of, not just women, but, men can learn from this too. And a lot of times people think breast cancer is only for women, but it's really not. Men can get it too, but you just don't hear about it.
Mm-hmm. It is. And I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm only 30. I don't need to go for a mammogram. I was 26. Cancer does not, discriminates on age or sex. Men, women can get breast cancer, and every age, can get it.
Now, what were the first signs that you had?
I was in the shower, and for some reason, I went to touch my right breast on the outside, and I felt a really hard knot. And 2 months before that, I had a mammogram, what was completely clear.
Wow.
Yes. And a week later, I was diagnosed with the size of a baseball. So in 2 months, it grew from nothing to a baseball. So I can tell every woman, it does not matter what age you are, go for a mammogram or check yourself, go to your gynecologist. Even for men,
Right, but they don't, a lot of women that I know, they don't think that they need that.
No, and with me, it does not run in my family. Cancer does not run in my family. So some of them, it runs in the family. Breast cancer, any cancer, with me, it didn't. So I would recommend anyone, it's never too early for a full medical screen, have your blood checked annually. Check, do self-exams on your breast, men and women, and start eating healthy, because your body's your temple. You only have one.
You only have one. For someone that is going to pick up your book, what would you hope they get out of it?
I hope that it will keep them motivated to keep fighting whatever you're fighting for, if it's a marriage or anything that we're going through. And also that maybe somebody needs to hear, you need to make a change if you want to stay on this earth long enough.
Mhm.
But I truly hope that everybody who reads my book will get the positive mindset that I have, and the strength and the courage to keep fighting to whatever it is that you're going through.
So when I'm hearing you say that no matter what you're facing in life, maintain that positivity and your outlook, and then take care of your temple, which is your body, in the
Yes.
most healthy way that you can, not just exercising, but what you put into your body.
Yes,
That's
because
what
your
I'm-
mind is a big piece of your health. And only look forward, don't look back.
yeah, I know that sounds so easy for you to sit here and say, because you've been through so much, but how do you really look forward and not over your shoulder with those what ifs?
Because what's in the past is in the past. I cannot change the past. When I was diagnosed with cancer over and over again, I never looked back like why, or
Not
what caused it. Not once. I was like, okay, what am I going to do about it? What's my next step? What's my plan? Let's do it.
And let's do it. Let's go.
Yes, and we all have a past. We all went through things in our life, but like it's the past. We cannot change the past. We can only look in front of us, live today. And even though we might have had a hard day yesterday, every day you get a new chance to do it over.
That's
how I look at it
in life. I mean, it really is. And I think one of the things that I really want to make clear to people, although the book is titled How to Cancer 101, it's more than that. This book, like you said, goes over your own mental attitude of overcoming any obstacles in your life, no matter what you're facing. And it is inspirational and it is motivational. So, I encourage everyone, get a copy of this book, not just because if you know somebody that has cancer, of course, get it for them. But if you've been diagnosed with cancer, of course, get it for yourself. But if you are depressed, if you're having any difficulties whatsoever, just in coping, if you are depressed with something, if you have another type of terminal illness or an illness whatsoever, I know that I was blessed by the book, and everyone, that follows me knows that I was in a near fatal car crash and I almost died. And it has taken me now 2 years to even recover. And a lot of that had to go, you're right, with my own mentality of saying, I'm not going to let this defeat me. And so no matter what you're doing in life, I want to thank you for showing us all that it is possible, number one, to defeat cancer, and that it is possible to overcome obstacles in your life. You are one true, remarkable young woman.
Thank you.
And it has been such a pleasure having you on Dr. Mel's Message. I can't wait for my readers not only get to know you more and see your beautiful smile, but to get a hold of your book. And again, I want to congratulate you on becoming the #1 new release author on Amazon with your book, How to Cancer 101.
Thank you. And I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm just a little bitty pea in your little pond, okay? I'm here to help you. And you have just been such a delight. And thank you again for coming on Dr. Mel's Message.
Thank you for having me.